I have a theory, a supposition if you will, that people care way too much about building a bigger bank. I'm not saying it's not important, it's a very good goal and money is useful, but people tend to hamstring themselves. They'll say, oh, I can't do X content until I get Y gear, and then they'll spend so many more hours toiling in agony doing things they don't want to do because they're scared of trying something without best in slot. So I promise you this, you do not need a 1 bill bank, and I am going to prove it. I am going to do every major PVM challenge in this game with a bank of only 100 mil. Now you might say, Tasty, that's not fair. You're maxed, you have experience. You're also very sexy and tall, and also women want you. And yes, all of that is true, but it brings me to my most important point. Stats are more important than gear. Now there's a bunch of math out there to prove how, 10 range levels and a rune crossbow is better than complete best in slot, but numbers are for nerds, and this video is only for people who get bitches. I'm just kidding. We don't have to click off. Anyway, I am going to attempt the 5 hardest endgame challenges with this limited budget, starting with the easiest and ending with the big kahuna, the Inferno. Now, 100 mil is a decent chunk of change, but number one, any self-respecting player should be able to attain this if they put their mind to it. There are a litany of videos about low-level moneymakers. Just do your herb runs, birdhouses, kill mole, whatever. Watch any single one of them and congrats, you'll have 100 mil. Now, number 2, 100 mil does get me all of the absolute basics, but it locks me out of some very important items. The T-bow, the scythe, the shadow, even the bofa, all out of reach. In the lower tier challenges, it's not gonna sting too much, but especially in the last 2, this is gonna hurt. So let's kick it off. You know what you don't need any GP to do? How about a free-to-play RPG with sick 3D graphics, orcs, lycans, demons, and dragonborn? That's right, today's sponsor is Bloodline Heroes of Lithis. If you haven't tried this game, now is the time to do it because they just had one of their biggest updates ever, and it's called the hybrid system. Now, the hybrid system allows a crazy level of customization by letting you make hybrids between 2 separate bloodlines. You inherit traits, talents, and even the unique appearances from each family tree. On the note of cool appearances, check out this new vampire clan called the Accursed, coming to the game this Halloween. It's good timing. If you participate in the Halloween event on October 27th, you will get a free Accursed champion on the 7th day. Seriously, this game is sick. It's got everything. Realistic 3D graphics, waifus, your own kingdom. What more could you want? To top it off, it's all free to play on Android and iOS. Download and try out the game now for free. Just use the link in my description or scan the QR code on screen. Use my gift code in the description to get a starter pack worth $20 with 10 energy potions, 100,000 gold, and 100 diamonds, along with that cool vampire on the 27th.
New legends will be born. Download free now.
Back to the video. Now, you guys might be surprised to see me starting with 6 Jads because, well, mechanically, it's probably not the easiest. I'd give that to ToA. It is very quick, and I would argue gear has maybe the smallest effect here. This one is almost pure skill, and the setup for this is also quite cheap. Like, we're barely clocking 60 mil with the Archer's Ring, so we have another 40 mil we could theoretically play with, but I don't think we'll need it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get my inventory set up and I'll show you guys the rest of the gear. All right, in we go. I've got black chins to tag the healers. I've got a divine, just some random potions, and this honestly should be a-okay. Oh my god, wait, I'm in the wrong one. Oh my god. Oh, okay, hold up, we gotta die. I'm doing I'm in the infinite Jads challenge. I was like, wow, these are going faster than normal. That doesn't count. I'm gonna pre-pot, and then we're gonna try this again. You know, I could have even done the infinite Jads challenge, but the problem is that it doesn't end. So, like, when would the challenge be complete? When I kill one? Nah. Oh! I f***ed up, dude. Oh, god damn it. Alright. Alright, there we go. Took us a few attempts. I'm definitely a little bit rusty, and holy crap, that took 8 minutes, dude. That is a pretty long time, I'm not gonna lie. But the challenge is completed. Like I said, it's mostly a technical challenge. The only real limitation with gear is that you have to do the Jads longer, so you have to flick for longer. But that challenge is tackled. Let's move on to the next one. I just realized also that I do not have a Dragon Defender, so I don't want to bring the Vernic every time, because that feels a little cheaty, so I'm gonna go ahead and get another Dragon. You guys are welcome, by the way. I would never do this for any other reason, because this shit sucks. Oh, bro, okay, that was literally immediate, okay. Alright. So the next challenge we have is going to be Tombs of a Mascot on Expert difficulty. I'll give you guys a quick scroll through of my invocations, but they're pretty standard. We're doing all of the Warden's ones. I've got Softcore, Walk for It, Walk the Path, and then Deadly Prayers on a Diet, and then some miscellaneous boss ones. It's a fairly standard set of invocations. I don't think it's going to be too hard. And the gear is clocking in probably around 85 mil, I would say. So a little bit under the mark. We have a little bit of wiggle room, but I don't really know what else I would upgrade to, so this is what we're bringing in right now. Now, I truly have no idea how difficult this will be. I don't think it's going to be too bad. The only part I'm worried about is Warden with a blowpipe, because that's a pretty trash weapon, but we'll see how well it goes. Jesus Christ. Alright, that is the monkey path completed. Definitely a bit of a pain in the ass, but not the worst thing I've ever done. Just kind of a supply drain, because I have very little defense in this gear, so I was just getting shredded like I was paper, just doing no damage. But with some clean play, it's not too bad. Alright, Scabrous, pretty free. Not gonna lie, that was pretty easy. Alright, it's back done. Pretty easy. Once again, just a little bit slow, but I don't think we're gonna have issues with time. I don't think that's gonna be the issue, but we will, I guess we'll find out. Hey, actually not too bad. We beat the target time. We were 45 seconds shy, but we did it, and that was actually kind of fun. The blowpipe is actually quite challenging, but I like the pattern it forms. And of course, never purple, never lucky, but come on, give me the gem. Give me the yellow gem, please. Yellow gem, please. I'll take an elite glue and a million. Nice. All right, I'll take that. All right, ToA Expert mode in under 100 mil completed. All right. Next on the chopping block is the Theater of Blood. Now, this might be a significant step up in difficulty for a lot of players. However, I'm fairly experienced with this, and the great thing about ToB is that Void is perfectly acceptable. If you're a player worried about money and you don't have Void, I don't know what the doing, go get Void. The setup for this is pretty close to 100 mil, including all of the imbued things and charged things I can't put in here. We are roughly around 85 mil, including all of the charged items. Now I'm bringing a BGS, but my teammates will probably be bringing Prims because they don't really need a BGS, we only need one. And of course, to keep the challenge fair, everybody is going to be going in with less than 100 mil. It'd be kind of stupid if, you know, my teammates were in a complete max. But we're gonna send a trio, which is probably the most punishing scale for low gear because it's a lot more dependent on personal performance. So I'm trying to make this as difficult as possible. Anyway, we are going to gear up and I'll see you guys in there. I feel like people often hate the idea of taking a whipper to ToB, but might I remind you, that's what everybody did for, you know, the first several months of TOB. Like, not everyone could afford a scythe. They were pretty hard to get your hands on. So I feel like people really underestimate the ability of a whipper, right? I would rather have a good whipper over a bad scyther any day of the week. And it just goes to show, like, you know, skill is the important part, and you can't get skill if you don't try. Like, don't wait until you can afford a scythe to go do ToB with your friends. Just go do it. Learn how to do ToB, and by the time you get a scythe, you're going to be so much more effective in the raid. All right, Maiden down with minimal issue. Pretty clean. The only room I actually foresee any sort of struggling at all is Zarpus, and that's because Zarpus is a massive DPS check, but even then, this team is, like, good. You know, like, we know what we're doing. And then also Verzik, obviously. If something goes wrong on Verzik, then it's very quickly downhill. Like, if one of us dies on Verzik, it is going to be miserable to finish off phase 3. Float down, easy as pie. All right, once again, Nyla room cleared with pretty much zero difficulty. Sutterstick is also going to be pretty annoying just because of how absolutely high his defense is, but we do have hammers, we could afford that, and I don't know, it's not necessarily difficult, it's just going to be tedious. Sutterstick down. All right, here is the room that I am minorly worried about, but once again, only minorly. I don't think it's going to be too terrible. I'm not sure if we're going to, like, DD or anything. That's kind of a high level strat, so maybe we'll avoid it, but yeah, we should be okay. It's actually really weird. I know, like, theoretically it should be easier doing a 4 4-tick weapon, but without the scythe, this throws off like the years and years of just like internal mechanics that I have built up here. It just feels very strange. All right, time for the big kahuna. Now, Verzik, like I said earlier, is pretty fair. I'm not worried about this unless someone gets stacked out by crabs super early on, but you know, we can handle that, honestly. Like I said, it's fair. I don't, however, think that is the case with the next piece of content we are gonna do after this. I don't think it's not unfair, but there's, you know, there are some instances where RNG affects it a little bit more than it should. I'm not gonna spoil too much more, but once we get this down, we are gonna be heading towards the next piece of content that I'm honestly the most afraid of. Ooh, Matthias, please, no, please. There was literally one thing I talked about. For the love of God, don't, please. Okay. You know what I just realized also? I have no clue how to tank with a 4-tick weapon. So I hope it's not me. And beautiful, clean, actually quite good. The only death was on Zarpus. All right. It was a little slow for sure, but you know what? Under 30 minutes, and we get a purple as well. Ah, this game sucks, bro. All right, gamers, here it is. The big kahuna, the one that I'm absolutely terrified of, even more than what I would consider to be the hardest challenge. I am going to be doing solo challenge mode Chambers of Xeric. Now, this is the gear setup here. I just spent a good bit of time min-maxing this, and this setup clocks in at a total of just over 94 million GP. And I don't think there's really much else that I could do to make this better. Maybe some God D'hide, but that's 2 prayer bonus. I don't really care about that. It's gonna be rough. The last time I set foot into this content was back when we were doing the Zuckhelm Adventures, which was a year ago at this point. It's crazy to think, but it was actually a year ago. So while I still probably have like the basic muscle memory down for, you know, things like 4 to 1 and all the boss rooms, I'm gonna need a little bit of, look, it's gonna be rough. I'm gonna try to do 4 to 0 to conserve supplies, and then head phase obviously is gonna be interesting, but oh boy, this is gonna be a challenge, and I'll be real with you guys. I'll tell you if I die. Like, I will show you if I die. I hope I don't. I think we can make it. I'm gonna prep. I'm gonna do everything safe. Oh, let's go. Oh, I just realized I need a spell book. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna go bring thralls. I think that's probably the move. This really is dreadfully slow. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is really quite slow. To put it into perspective, there are people who are like almost done with the second floor by the time it is 12 minutes. There are teams that are almost done with the second floor. In a 5-man, they probably are done with the second floor. And I am just starting Ice Demon now. And also, another thing I was mentioning when we were doing the TLB run is that this one definitely involves some RNG. This one being, you know, challenge mode chambers, because if we miss, you know, a Dragon Warhammer, if our Vespula damage just isn't good, it can the entire run. A lot of the other challenges are pretty skill-based, and they do a decent job at mitigating those kinds of things, but this one, however, is not quite. I think this is where this content really kind of shows its age, is, you know, how much skill can mitigate things like that, and how much RNG has a factor. Okay, now the most integral part here, we are gonna have to prep, absolutely. It's gonna be just miserable if we don't. There's no way I'm attempting a no prep. That's a max gear sweat shit. So let's go ahead and get our potions. All right, nothing like a 30-minute downtime, sub 30 actually. We're doing pretty goddamn well. Yeah, safe to say we are not making time, but the challenge still remains. This is gonna be tough, and I still want to do this. So I'm now just realizing the next room is Vespula, and I have never in my life done Vespula with a 4-tick weapon. Okay, Godspeed to us, gamers. Good luck. Oh my god, we did it. Okay, no grubs, baby, no grubs. Oh, dude, we actually did it. Okay, that was a lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. I'm not gonna lie, that was way easier. Okay. God damn it, bro! I forgot to bring a Phoenix necklace. Okay, I guess we're not doing the Kirby skip. We're gonna kill these like normal people, I suppose, but it'll be alright. We'll be fine. Well, little mid-game update here. Our DPS is completely fucking miserable. It's reset the crystal probably about 4 to 5 times now. Yeah, let's, we're making progress. Like, we're slowly chipping away, but this is draining our supplies. Papacita. All right, we used every single one of our brews that we brought, and we had to still eat the Mama Muta, but we did it. We have made it all the way to Ulm with no deaths. It only took 1 hour. Oh, and I just realized, oh no. I forgot a stamina. Oh no, this is so bad. Oh no, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh, Papa. F it. We'll do it live. Yeah, that was just unfortunate. Okay, well, 1 death, but only because I'm bad. Yeah, I'm just getting dicked on now. This was kind of the phase I was worried about the most, because I've never done it without a 5-tick weapon. I'm just kind of getting hoed on with the BP. Okay, well that was pretty dog boys. Yeah, like I said, this was the one piece of content I was very scared about. So, you know, maybe don't do this one with 100 mil. Most CM teams won't even take you unless you have a T-bow, but, you know, it's doable. If I was better at this content, that would have been a pretty guaranteed KC, but unfortunately, this is my worst content, so please allow me to sit here and make excuses. But nonetheless, we did it. We did complete it with minimal deaths, only 2, both on Ulm, and it took us less than an hour and a half, so wow, very good. Now, of course, that still leaves the final challenge, and the most difficult, might I add. Luckily, I have a little bit more experience in it, so I'm fairly confident we can do it first try, and that, of course, is the Inferno. Now, I'm gonna do it off task, obviously, to keep it fair, but the 100 mil budget locks us out of some very specific and good items. Now, number 1, obviously, the Twisted Bow. Number 2, the Bofa. Number 3, the Kodai Wand. We can't really use that much. This is going to have to be an ACB cape. Now, I have never done an ACB cape. We're actually going to have to go buy an ACB because I don't own one right now. And we'll workshop the rest of the gear as well, but I think I have a good idea in mind for the setup that we want. I just got egged. God damn it. Okay, so what we have here is a very interesting looking setup, and it clocks at 99.2 million GP, not including supplies, because freak you. But regardless, this is a really weird looking setup, but I've got decent prayer with it. I've got a Nightmare Staff, and I also have an Armadillo crossbow. Now, like I said, I've never done an ACB cape, but I think we'll be fine. I don't think there's anything too much different. All right, good luck. Oh, okay. I thought I had that correct. I clearly did not. I clearly did not have that correct. They're on the same tick? Were they? They weren't 1 tick off? Dude, I'm actually so dumb. Okay, perhaps a bit of a tactical blunder. Maybe I should not have decided to stream that. I was getting a little distracted, and honestly, I died because I got cocky. That's the only reason. I thought I off-ticked him correctly, but those 2 monsters ended up being on the same tick. So a wave 65 death is just depressing because that's a completely free wave. All right, here comes really the only noticeable part of having budget gear in the Inferno here, and that's the majors themselves. Now, obviously, Jads are going to be slower with the blowpipe. However, the majors are horrendously slow, especially because you need to solve the wave while the majors are attacking you. With Jads, it's just Jads. It's the same thing every time. But yeah, solving a wave, and you know, if like a meleeer is gonna dig soon, you gotta learn how to off-tick, and everything just takes longer. So it's probably the most difficult part of a budget Inferno, but you know, it's not undoable. Oh man, dude, that was dumb. Okay, well, I've definitely been a little bit cocky in this challenge, which has been my downfall several times, to be honest. But it also makes me very glad that I actually tried this challenge, because while yes, you know, 100 mil gear for all of the endgame content is not easy, it's still very doable. You just need a little bit of elbow grease. Yes, sir. Let's go. And with that, every piece of endgame content has been completed with under 100 mil gear. Now, like I said, I didn't even one-shot all of these challenges. I had to grind for a few of them, especially the harder ones. But that's my point. Like, that's going to happen anyway if you have great gear or not. Now, obviously, great gear helps, but just go in and do the content. Don't hamstring yourselves waiting for a bigger bank. Thank you, and stay tasty.